I say, whoa, now y'all, your mans and them. File shot and reporting on the Bamboozle Again News Network, where everything we see is a bamboozlement. You never know what to believe or what's really true, right? Which correlates to the word where it say, even if it were possible, they would deceive even the elect, right? And this ain't nothing about nothing. I find it humorous, me, myself, right? So, they had the story about the people supposedly caught in space and Elon Musk rescued them with all this other, crap going on, budget cuts and whatever the case may be, trimming the fat. Now he seemed like a savior. But hold up, though, folks. I truly believe human beings can't escape Earth's firmament. So where were these people at? Why, if we can go to outer space or another planet, why are these same people building bunkers underground? You know what I mean? But they saying he rescued them and they was up in space for 9 months, right? I got a question. What they eat? How did one woman on the video look pale and then when she come out she got a tan, yo? Man, it's insane, folks. I find it humorous, me, myself. The populace is so dumbed down, they just tell you anything. Like Hitler said, tell a big enough lie and tell it often enough, people believe it. Now, people, yeah, Elon, yeah. But Elon ready to cut your job and bring in a robot. You're praising the people who destroying you, and you can't figure it out. Man, that's crazy, yo. And in other news, right? And I've talked about, this gangsterism stuff, right? You know what I mean? Yo, it's funny because the streets been dead. The streets are a myth. Now, they're real in the sense you can go to jail or get unalive, but man, it's over with. So, not supposedly, the feds have indicted the Rolling 60s, organization, if you want to call it that, out of LA. Big U, Brick Baby, some dude named Loose Cannon. All these people be on the Adam 22 podcast. I think he the new Vlad. And then why are gangster Negroes going on a podcast with a known zesty dude? And because this is where when money, as I talked about in reference to my old job, when money or the acquisition thereof trumps the mission statement just going out the window, they just use the mission statement to chime you in and to tell you how to buy, but they don't do none of it. And I've been said this, you got gangster Negroes come out of jail, whatever the case may be, because of the advent of social media and monetization and whatnot. And then basically violate their own rules by getting paid to tell of stories that could get them indicted, right? But what I'm trying to figure out though, and I went through, a publication that detailed, I think out in LA, that detailed, what the haps was, They said Big U was stalling out Shaq to contribute to his donation. I mean, yeah, his organization or his his nonprofit, and then he just take the money and put it in his personal account under the guise of helping at-risk kids, the same people he exploited. But supposedly, well, not even allegedly, rather, because he hadn't had his day in court yet. He had a rapper under his unique record label. Got him out to LA, put him in Airbnb. He's supposed to record. He don't do what the man want him to do. Supposedly the man dropped the diss track, and now he's no longer with us. They found him off the highway in Vegas, right? I had been heard stories about he had something to do with Nipsey Hussle's passing. But here's what's so crazy, right? And we see it in groupings of Negroes, right? Religiously, secularly, right? They're feeding on their own. So why would I want to join a group that actually ends up killing each other? For what? This is laughable at this point, man. Ain't nothing in Babylon, even the bad stuff, how it was constructed, nothing is in its former state of what it's supposed to be. Marriage, the educational system, supposed gangsterism. You know what I'm saying? None of it. Everything has been corrupted by the sophistication of evil. So again, as I see it, I don't see the point in joining any organization, knowing that at the top of it, wickedness dwells in high places. Whatever the Most High lay out for me, that agree with my spirit. Like, okay, I'll give you a prime example, right? Now I'll give a little personal testimony in real time, right? And this will be curtailed by being led by the spirit, which is new for me. Because again, I talk about how intellectual I like to believe myself to be, right? But it is my spirit that has led me to this point, right? My spirit when I was in Baltimore and couldn't get a job, right? My spirit said it's time to go. So I take what I got internally and externally, and I go on with the next phase. But there's really no guarantee. Got to where I was going about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes from the beach, right? Couldn't get a job, wondering if I made the wrong decision. Matter that phone call, boom, get a job, boom. So now, I'm implementing the next phase of my campaign, you understand? After 2 months, and they offered me a position or a promotion as the assistant inventory manager, I felt led to quit. Now, rent due, whatever, really ain't got it. So I come back to my hometown, a place I never wanted to be, with no options in the pot, but I've been trying to use my utility certifications, so on and so forth, right? I think school time had popped up, so I just had started expanding my credit. So, the other party that I'm going to war with next month, school closed, whoop de whoop, I'm just getting functional. I ain't got it, but hey, put it on the credit card, I'll figure it out later, right? And that's when, the breakthrough happened. Typically when I'm out of options, right? Boom, okay, cool. I work at the US Rand Rehab, became a superstar in the game until I saw ethical violations that put the principles the Most High formed internally in question. So I chose my spirit and I left the job. Again, with no backup plan. So now, again, I pick up what I perceive practically to be, a wise course of action. So I go the skill trade route. I went to solar training to install solar panels. I can still do it for myself. That didn't pan out. I started delivering orders, went from DoorDash to Walmart, more lucrative, woo woo. My old job calls me back. I think they called me back in an attempt to set me up. Because one time they had me take someone to where actual Cal Ripken's hometown, which is approximately about 2 hours away from here, knowing like we couldn't medically accept him, and where we had got him from wouldn't medically accept him either. But the headquarters in New Jersey just try to put somebody in the bed, right? So I get stuck with the man. And I had a feeling in my spirit that was going to happen. So they told me drop him off and come on back. But how in good faith and conscience as a recovering addict. And the man was halfway, flicted somewhat, you know what I'm saying? So in good faith and confidence, I can't just drop the man off and go on back and act like I did a good job. I stayed there with him about an hour, but I did have to get back. So I gave him my personal phone number. I say, bro, if something happened, man, call me. Even though I don't know what I'm going to do if you call me. I rose up about 10, 15 minutes later. He called me. He said, man, they ain't going to accept me, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I had to swing the van to the curb. I put my thinking cap on. If I was in his position, what would I do? I said, oh, now for whatever reason, I couldn't call him from my phone. So I had, I advised him, call mobile crisis, because this is a crisis. He never called me back. I figured he got situated, right? Gets back to the job. They actually told me I did too much. And I'm thinking, I don't say nothing, but I'm thinking to myself, how I do too much by not leaving a man that was in our care stranded? Well, technically, he wasn't in our care. I'm thinking to myself, how? He would a company employee in a company vehicle, but he not in our car. All right, whatever. But I feel good about myself anyway. So then we had all the, the dumpster gate stuff and all the bone queashes splacking all the dudes and fighting over and bringing drugs in for them. I said, I can't, and in leadership, I can't be a part of this. Because now I feel like I look stupid. So I left again, one more again. Again, not knowing I'm a deal, right? So, get some financial opportunity, okay, whoop the wop wham. But I'm still looking for my niche. I applied to a bunch of different jobs. Got the job from a time period in Baltimore where I couldn't get no job. Now I got options, right? But the options aren't agreeing with my spirit. In one case in point, I went to a chicken processing plant. I can't fool with them on the actual processing part. I go in late night cleaning machines. I think I can do that, right? Walked all the way up to the door and could not pull the handle open. And I actually drove to the beach on the late night that night. And I'm wondering, am I getting lazy, or do I feel entitled, or I'm better than doing certain things? But I could not get around. My spirit wasn't in it. This is new for me. I ain't never, been led by the spirit, right? So case in point, up until recently, right, I had a job working in mobile crisis. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. But it wasn't what I thought it was. It's basically a bunch of Zoom meetings and, people talking intellectually. But very seldom do we get in the paint, right? My spirit ain't feeling it. But then I'm wondering, am I getting lazy again? Am I getting too comfortable? You understand me? So I said, no, you know what? Boom, gone, right? What are you gonna do? I don't know. But simultaneously at the same time, I'd apply for the job I got now, right? So I'm in this uncertain place, you feel me? I was actually in Walmart shopping, and they called me and said they wanted to rock with your boy after having 2 interviews, right? The second of which I didn't think went well. But I said, all right, bet. Cool. Now they know, okay, I know I got something pinned down, you feel me? But whereas though from the time they said they wanted to rock with me to the time I actually started, might have been over 2.5 months. I talk about because of what's going on in Maryland, whatever, whatever. Um, it actually took me over 40 days to receive my first paycheck, right? And then because of the budget cuts and this, that, and the third, I'm thinking, man, I should probably find another avenue, or I don't know how long this gonna last, whoop de whoop de whoop. But you know what's crazy though? My spirit keep driving me to work, right? So check it, right? Now, mind you, this is being led by the spirit. Um, now, in reference to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? He might not always save you out the fiery furnace, but he in it with you. You understand me? So what happened after that? So then whereas though, I'm like, all right, cool, boom, right? Now, mind you, I just started having some car problems. So the auto mechanic people called me today, right? So, and my spirit told me, yo, don't move this car no more, yo. So they told me it was the timing belt. I got a foreign car. If I continue to drive it, it'd have been more costly if the timing belt actually broke, whoop de whoop de whoop. They tell me, water pump, we'll do another oil change, have everything in alignment, cool. So I'm waiting for the sweet potato part. My man tell me how much it's gonna run me. I said, whoa, not there. But mind you, had I not quit that job, the job I got now, it take me maybe 10 minutes on a bicycle. You know what I'm saying, man? But had I not been led by the spirit, I wouldn't have been able to get to work. You know what I'm saying? So now I got the court date or the child custody hearing popping up. Waiting for the Lord to get back to me, see if they'll represent me. These pop up, situations. You know what I'm saying? Late payments. As far as getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Just various life stuff. As seemingly Babylon is falling apart, right? And you know what's crazy? And I'm on the preparation tip. And I've done so as far as food, candle, flashlight, Bunsen burners, you know what I'm saying? Self-defense stuff, books of knowledge of how to do certain things, whatever, right? And I've been on the preparation tip. Even when I was back in Baltimore, like, I do a survey online, get a $50 Amazon gift card, and then just buy $50 worth of case of water and ship it to my mama house, or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, right? But in reference to all of that, right, for what I would surmise as the day and time that we in, right, I'm at perfect peace. Now, mind you, my mind is saying, mind you, I've done all I can do with, practically whatever. Okay, can you work this? I haven't even been overthinking, because he walked me through a path of having these various situations. I didn't know how I was going to handle, how I was going to work out. Now, this might be bigger, like training. Like, you start off boxing, you know what I mean? You start off on the lower rung, but your opponents get bigger or tougher or more skilled. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm at the point, I don't technically know what I'm going to do financially, but I know it's going to work out. So I'm at perfect spiritual peace. You know what I'm saying? I do what I can do. I did pop my head. I'll see what that, whoop, the whoop, the whoop. And as we're in this time of uncertain with things, seemingly budget cuts, and I do believe that they're going to start prepping the, rhetoric that would instigate a civil war, and then that'll lead to world war and whatever. I want to continue my campaign to put certain things in place for me and mine, right? And I'm at perfect peace. However happen, the Most High will. But I understand this: whatever happens, the Most High will. It will benefit me somehow, spiritually. Okay, here's one for y'all, right? Now, in my, Bible study, right? You remember Yeshua was preaching, right? And then he told them, let's hop in the boat and go to the other side. Up until that point, as far as I can surmise, they were in the perfect will of the Most High. They hadn't done anything to anger him or anything, right? They were in perfect alignment with the Most High. And he purposefully led them into a storm, because they needed the requisite experience. You can do everything right. I ain't mad at you. But I will purposely lead you into a storm to show you my power. So as we continue on the journey, you'll always remember of how you thought it was over with, and it wasn't even nowhere close to being over with. Because if you focus on Yeshua and not the um, problem looks very minuscule. Like I said, I've had probably, I mean, I broke my neck and all that, but prior to that one, it never really fazed me. But a partner might have reminded me. He said, "Cal, man, ain't you almost tired of being unalived every year?" And it wasn't every year, but like maybe every third year, I had some type of event that could have took me up out of here. And I was like, can't get right off of life. I wasn't even nowhere near close to what I am now spiritually, understanding wise, not fooling with the world, being self-actualized, so on and so forth. So my personal situation, even though on the outside could look daunting, or it could look like, progress has been stopped, or my fight for what's right could be curtailed to some degree. No, it ain't. And let's say worst case scenario, right? Somehow I don't, even though I work or whatever, I lose, or I don't have the ability to pay for my car being fixed, credit stuff, whatever. Let's say I lose in court, whatever. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I'll be led by the Most High, right? But the only thing gonna happen, I ain't gonna do nothing but review the data, galley, what they call it, rally the troops, and then run another offensive. It ain't no give up at this point. If I'd have gave up, I should have done that a long time ago. How I know what I know now to be true because of personal relationship and personal experience with the Most High, and let car problem and a narcissist take me out. Sometimes the adversary makes stuff seem bigger than what it is because it's close to your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about nothing. And I'm not saying it because it sounds good. I'm saying because that's really what it is. And I would implore for someone who's been a fool the vast majority of their life for you to operate the same way. Do what you can practically do. Let's say I don't know, maybe, and use your own discernment with this. But me, I'm kind of hard line with my energy and my spirit because of all the work it took to get something I ain't realized was so valuable. You feel me? So if you start plucking with me or gaslighting, I'm gonna probably say something to you depending on who you is. But if you continue to do it or you act like you don't know what I'm talking about, gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't get all, now I stay aware of it, but I don't give my energy to the politics system, not even the religious system, because I know they're going to morph all that into a one world religion. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be part of none of that. So even and it might even be training because we might have to lose some stuff. That's a very, that's a very real possibility. I've taken so many losses in life. Loss don't affect my personal self-value or confidence because my confidence wasn't never built on none of that stuff in the first place. Like I said, I think in the last video, he had to deconstruct me, build up a solid foundation on Yah or Yeshua, and then construct everything else on top of that. The what do you say? The joy that I had, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. So no car or a title at some job and all that, which is good, fine and dandy, don't get me wrong, but that stuff don't define me. What defines me is what the Most High has done for me at my lowest point in the muck and mire. That's how I know the Most High the way I know him now. See, he got put hands on me. He got showed me some kind of hard. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I just lean to my own wisdom and understanding. And I've gotten out of that. Even though I still got it. And my own intellect tell me do certain stuff. I have the spiritual override system now. So I can think, I don't know, I can, do this and do that. But if my spirit don't do it, it's just a thought in my head. But I don't actually facilitate it. Nor am I in any question of attempting to go about it. Because here's what I feel like too, right? Or I've come to discover. If my spirit ain't in it, I can't do it. I don't care what it is. But then in reference to my job now, something that my spirit in that's defined my human intellect, my spirit keep driving me there. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? We have to be in this space as the world is crumbling, or the illusionary aspects and people of it are being revealed for what they truly are. You have to be led by the Spirit. Because without faith, it's impossible to please Yah. So I think in reference to me, right, just being in total transparency, because I think I'm smart, I'm going to put you in situations that you can't outthink. so that you will lean, fast, and pray to me for guidance, not an expected outcome. So now I don't even pray like, oh, let this happen at a certain time or whatever, whatever, whatever. Even though you can't do that, but because I know now it's been revealed to me that I'll be wanting certain outcome. Now your will be done. Just like we say in the Lord's Prayer, your will be done. Because now I trust that whatever it is, your will is, it's going to benefit me some. Or I'm going to have some spiritual aspect I previously didn't have. You know understand me? Um, Like I never seen myself even in this space, even talking to y'all like this. Like I got a few little issues I need to work out my salvation with fear and trembling, right? But I've nowhere near closely resembled not only what I speak about, but what I live on a day-to-day basis. And I tell folks, because they might see the evolved version of you and think whatever, whatever. You know how worldly people is, right? And and I said this on here. The demons or the temptations I suppress on a daily basis are vastly greater than the ones you're giving over to. To a certain degree, I could get certain stuff rectified over with now. But I know it's not the Most High will. And I don't want no parts of him putting them good dukes on me no more. You know what I'm saying? Good beat down by the Most High changed your life. I'm glad he beat me into the earth, yeah. He beat me down back to them gang people. Man, he bow down to somebody that's greater than you. Man, he beat me down so low, I wanted to join his squad. Yeah, or like when Nebuchadnezzar, he drove him crazy for them 7 years. Then when he snapped them out of it, he basically was like, I'm paraphrasing. Oh yeah, the Most High Israel or Abraham and Isaac. Man, yeah. Actually, since I'm still the king, all y'all already bow down to him. If you know, like I know, you know what I'm saying? Not even in no religious type sense or anything along them lines, but like in a real, like it's hard to even quantify in a real sense of a state of being. Like I said, I got a missing front tooth, right? And of course, I work on getting it fixed or whatever along the lines of whenever that happens, right? But it doesn't make me self-conscious about smiling because I smile because of what radiate inside. You know what I'm saying? He walked me through the darkness to take me into his marvelous light. Now, other people might have, been in this or known this, but I'm like a little kid. I'm like, wow, that's why I ain't unalive. That's why I don't have no sexual or never had no sexually transmitted. Man, he been protecting me all my life to get all the way down the rabbit hole per se of discovery and understanding the world, which I don't care nothing about, and then lose all faith now. I'm like I'm like I'm like one of them football players you hand the ball off to in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? I get stronger as the game go on because I've been strengthened along, the hindrances, the rejections, the isolations. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping off not there nothing. And then here's something else too, right? Typically, let's say XYZ situation, I don't know how I'm going to handle it, right? I never know how I'm going to handle it until I'm doing something totally unrelated. And then the thought, like, oh, it wasn't even all that. You know, um, be anxious for nothing, but through prayer and supplication, make your request to Yah. You see what I'm saying? So now my request is, your will be done. Because I know your will better than mine. Even if actually, the greatest blessing was the very thing I used to pray to get out of. All my years I was bounced around in treatment with them various Emmy Jimmy recovery centers and all that. It taught me to stop putting my faith in people. It taught me to get out and face disappointment and then do it again the next day. It gave me a greater prayer life because it seemed like it's just me and you down here and everybody else just in the game. You know what I'm saying? It helped me develop a relationship with myself. I started understanding what really drives me or what I'm really passionate about outside of what the matrix and this programming tell you. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's no way I would have known that had he not bust me down like a Rolex. He did that like despise not the Most High's discipline or chastisement, because whom he disciplined, he loved. It's like now I understand when the words say like, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word proceeded out of the mouth of Yah. How else you gonna live at this point? With uncertainty and people got that stuff all in their veins and you never know if your job's secure, your mate, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Grant me my daily bread. And in that I'll be content. and skipping Dixie down the sidewalk, you feel me? But on that note, I'm ready to break my fast. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. One love. Keep your head up out here and most definitely cover your six. This foul shot, aka the 2+1 signing off. Ooh, ah.